What's up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, AthleteX.com. Stiff necks. You probably experienced one at least in the last year, maybe more often than that. And I can tell you this, when you have one, it really crushes your workout efforts because there's really nothing you can do that feels great if your neck is stiff, particularly if you're lifting with your shoulders, your upper body, even your legs if you have to get your arms up in this position to squat. But we can actually do something about it depending upon what is actually causing it in the first place. And I will say this right off the bat. If you're somebody that has a stiff neck, but at the same time, you're experiencing numbness or tingling down your arm, especially one arm, not two, you got to get checked out. You got to look, at least go see a physical therapist, have somebody check you out and determine that you don't have some sort of a disc issue here that's also causing the pain and discomfort in your neck. Because then you don't want to be fussing around and messing around with what I'm going to show you here today. But if what you have is definitely the more common side effect of muscle stiffness or joint stiffness, then you can do what I'm going to show you here, and it's going to help you quickly. So what you have to understand is if you can't move your head to the left or if you can't move your head to the right, we have one of two things going on. It's really a chicken or the egg scenario. Either the muscles have spasmed that connect here to the neck and to the spine and are making it difficult for you to move because they're in spasm, in which case it's a muscle issue, or the joint itself has become stuck, and that is causing a reflexive reaction by the muscles to go into spasm because they don't like the fact that the mechanics here on the spine are different. In that case, you'd be wanting to work on the joint issue. But either way, you'll see that what I show you here today will actually help both. So if we want to turn to the left, look at what happens. We start rotating here in our spine. These are the spinous processes, these big nodules that come off here on the spine. You'll see that two things will happen. Number one, as I start to turn, the ones at the top turn first. And the more I turn, it starts to recruit here and here and here. Okay, the more I turn, it gets into the cervical spine. They start to participate in the rotation. They start moving one after the next. But they start up here with most of the motion. So depending upon how far you can turn, that will give you an indication of maybe where you might be stuck and where you might want to intervene. Okay, so you see how far you can go. The next thing you want to take note of is as I turn my head to the left, these are actually turning which way? They're actually moving to the right. You see that? All these, the spinous processes are actually moving in that direction as the head moves in this direction. So if you wanted to address this and try to help this out, you could take a towel. And I'm going to show you one thing here on this channel that a towel is actually good for, because working out ain't one of them. And what you do is you take the towel and you put it around your neck. And the first thing you try to do is determine where your discomfort is. So you can either do it with the towel where you pull forward this way, okay, where you feel like it's stiff, or you can just use your finger and you're trying to feel these bony processes one after the next, down and down. And I find where it feels a little bit sore. Okay, so again, if I've ruled out that I have a disc issue, or if you've already talked to somebody, you ruled out a disc issue, but you're feeling soreness here, you probably have a little bit of spasm, or you have this, again, vertebrae that's a little bit stuck. So as you feel this stiffness, wherever I identify where it is, now I want to take the towel and put it at that level. Now, all I'm doing is taking my arms and pulling forward on both of them equally. But if I want to turn this way to the left, we know that I can actually influence that by pulling harder on this side over here. I'll show it from behind. By pulling harder here, because what I'm doing is I'm actually just holding on for stability and I'm pulling forward on this side. What I'm doing is I'm taking the towel and let's just take it at this level so you can see, and I'm pushing forward on that side. And by pushing forward here, what am I doing? I'm actually rotating the vertebrae to allow for rotation to the left. So now what you should instantly feel, sort of like what we did with our shoulders popping. If you have popping shoulders, I'll actually link that video because people find it helpful. If you have shoulders that pop, there's a drill you can do that can actually reestablish the positioning in the glenohumeral joint to allow that to subside at least for a while until you can fix it long term. What I'm doing here is if I have difficulty turning to the left, now I pull here and I turn at the same time. And I'll find that I can actually go further. And then I come back and I ease up. And then I pull on this side, just stabilizing here, and I allow myself to turn. And I come back. Again, chin's tucked here, nice, pull, turn, and I'll experience more and more range of motion, pain-free range of motion. This is a mulligan technique that physical therapists use a lot to try to help restore motion in a spine that's locked up. But if it's coming from muscles, this is not going to hurt because at least you're establishing full range of motion, which might allow the muscles that were in spasm to finally let go as it is. Same thing, if I'm trying to go to the other side, I'd actually just pull harder here, which is going to then allow me to turn that way. And if I'm having trouble bending my head backwards, which sometimes happens, then if I pull straight on with equal force and go back like that, it actually feels good. That will allow me to basically take the spine and move it this way, which is what happens as the head goes backwards. So a quick little technique that you can use, and I've also broken out the band here. You can use one of the bands to do the exact same thing. The nice thing about the band is because of the rubber, you basically get a little bit more traction as it pulls on your neck. It kind of sticks to your skin a little bit, get a little bit more traction, and allows you to get a good glide. So guys, as I said, a lot of reasons can lead to this. Firstly, screen the serious stuff. But if it's from your training, maybe you're digging your head into the bench during the bench press. Maybe you're moving your head all in sorts of ways when you're doing lat pull downs. Whatever it is, you could have thrown it off. And you could also be having a spasm or a trigger point in your trap that could also affect this. And that would be a different scenario. We can cover that in a different video. But the fact of the matter is stiff necks will screw up your ability to train and train hard. And it's not a good thing to try to go out there and train with a stiff neck because you could be hurting yourself in other ways too. So now you got at least a weapon in your arsenal to address that and hopefully kind of knock it out quickly. So if you're looking, guys, we try to put not just strength stuff on this channel, but the other stuff that goes with it, understanding how the body moves so that we can address the whole picture. And we do that, we call it putting the science back in strength. I hope you guys find these videos helpful. They're a little bit more wordy, a little bit more technical, but in the end, it helps you to understand how the whole picture operates. If you're looking for a complete training program, head to athleanx.com and get our AthleanX training system. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below and let me know what else you want me to cover here, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you soon.